And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I'm still looking for my holy grail, the perfect pirate board game. I'm not sure that Merchants and Marauders meets what I'm looking for, but it is probably closer than anything before, with the exception of Pirates Cove. And some people are going to look at me like, "What? How can you say Pirates Cove was that good of a game?" It's fantastic. So be gone, haters. But this one is more involved, more in depth. And I would love this game to pieces if it wasn't for the massive downtime in the game. You kind of sit there twiddling your thumbs in a lot of turns. And I'm looking, very much interested in, when I played with people and they said there's got to be some kind of variant where we can speed the game up. If I find one of those, I'm gonna add it to the game. I'm not real keen on variants, but I'm that interested in trying this one out and going farther with it, because pirate games, as we all know, are awesome. And so I very much wanted to check this one out and to play it more. Great components, great ideas. Let's look at the game and you'll see why it's so neat. I pray, dear viewer, that you will realize as you look at this review that there is so much involved in this game that I really cannot go over all of it in the video. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights of the game. Suffice it to say that this game lets you do pretty much all the stuff that pirates could do. Each player is going to get a player board down here, and don't be scared off by those cubes. They're simply just there to keep track of the different aspects of your ship. Now, at the beginning of the game, each player is going to get a pirate card. And the pirate card that you get is going to basically kind of determine how you're going to play the game. It also shows you your starting stats. Or maybe you can have, I would play where you could pick whatever pirate you wanted, but whatever. So you get your pirate, and your captain, and you set your stats according to the captain, and you put your cubes out there, like thus. And other things might happen during the course of the game. But another cool feature of the game is you're going to get to pick a starting ship. And there are multiple ships that you get two to pick from, but you can upgrade all the way up to the Man of War. And the game comes with models for each of the ships, which is neat, all the way from the small sloop to the giant Man of War, which is really cool. And I have to admit, distracted me when playing the game because I got so caught up with this Man of War. Now, at the beginning of the game, all of you are honest merchant folk. You each have a nationality, and you'll be moving around from port to port, and you'll be trading different cargo, finding cargo, seeing whatever port, here's some rum and food and spices and textiles, and you'll be finding the different resources and trading them. Now, that could make for a really boring game. In fact, many designers have already done so and called them other names, but they didn't put the pirate name on them, so this one better have a pirate name on it. But you're trading goods back and forth, but as the game progresses, you might decide to attack other players and steal their goods. Or you might decide to attack merchant ships, which will show up around the board. But you have to be careful when you're attacking merchant ships, because ships of different nationalities are going to come hunt you down. And whenever you are, there's several nations here. When you attack a ship of one nation, you are on that nation's wanted list. You can't go visit their ports anymore. When you attack, you'll use special 6-sided dice, which look like an ordinary normal 6-sided die until you realize that it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 2 skulls on it. Pretty cool, huh? Instead of saying roll 5s or 6s, then we can say roll skulls for hits. But you might use dice for other things. Each area on the board, though, will have its own special ability. See here, when you buy goods, you can pay 1 good to redraw all 6 cargo cards that you pick from. And there's special rules as to how many you can buy. Pirates cannot recruit repair here, and so you're safe there. Pirates can recruit here at no cost. So everything, there's a lot of reading to be done. Fortunately, the game comes with giant reference sheets for everybody, detailing the modifiers and upgrades you can get for your ship, or the special weapons that you can use, how to do combat, how to hunt and do merchant raids, and how to plunder. And there's just a lot of good features to this game. There's no way I'm setting this whole game up at this point in time. In fact, 2 nations can declare war on each other, and you might get caught up in the middle of it. But what players are doing over the course of this game is they are trying to get glory points. And that's kept track down here at the bottom on a glory path. But getting glory points is how you win. Every time you defeat another player or an enemy ship, you get points. When you sell cargo cards, a lot of cargo cards at the same spot, you'll get points. When you raid merchants and plunder a lot of gold, you get points. When you complete a mission, there are all different kinds of missions in the game. Here, this one says there's settlers in danger, and you need to go to Santo Domingo to go take care of this one, and you have to have certain qualifications to be able to handle it. But you can do that. You can find a rumor, which is true. You can, once you buy the large ship, the galleon or a frigate, you can get a glory point. You can also stash the gold that you've gotten over the course of the game in this really cool treasure chest. And for every 10 gold you stash, that's worth a glory point. And although you can only get 5 points that way, that's still half the points you can get in the course of a game. So it doesn't really matter how you go to victory. First person to 10 is the winner. So if I'm a merchant and I decide never to be a pirate over the course of the game, I could simply stash 50 gold and get 5 points by trading goods, or maybe completing a few missions. Or I could go attack a bunch of merchants and forget stashing gold at all and just kill, plunder, loot, and destroy as much as possible. The game is limitless, really, in how many different options you have. There's just a lot going on. Now, that brings about one of the downsides is on your turn you basically have 3 actions, and so if I'm here with my ship I can go 1, 2, and to port 3 for my third action, or 1, 2, 3. But whenever you go to port, that takes up a whole action, one of your 3 actions, but there's so much involved in it. Buying goods, looking through goods, hiring crew, maybe getting some weapons, visiting the shipyard, getting a new rumor, stashing gold. There's just a lot going on there, and that can kind of drag the game down a little. So I would encourage you, if you are playing a game, to, if one person starts that phase, as long as it doesn't affect the next person, let the next person take their turn, and it will keep the game flowing quicker. So, like I said, first person to 10 glory points is the winner. I want to love this game. As it stands right now, I really like it. And the only reason I don't like it more is just because it felt much slower than it should have been. The game is a long one. We're talking, comparatively, but for people these days, 2.5 to 4 hours can be a lengthy game. And I suppose once everyone knows what to do, it can go faster. But there's literally so many options available to you. You have to look at all the board, all the different ports. What do the different ports do? Where do I want to go? What goods are available? Where do I want to trade them? Okay, up to this point, it sounds like a Euro game. But then you add on top of that, what missions am I going to go complete? Do I want to attack him? Is it worth attacking him? But here comes a British fleet nearby, and they're just ready to hunt down pirates. I'm not sure I want to get in their way at this point in time. Where will they move? There's event cards that happen, and things will happen, and ships will move in different directions, and you kind of hope they don't come towards you. Or if you're powerful enough, you say, bring it on and take them on. So the theming is great. This is, up to this point, the definitive pirate game out there on the market. So if you are looking for the pirate game, Merchants and Marauders is your choice. But don't go into it expecting something light or simple. Pirates Cove is that from Days of Wonder. This is something that's going to be much more involved. When people play it, you need people who are able to move quickly and make decisions quickly, or the game will slow down to a crawl. So I like it. It's not without minor flaws like that, but other than that, fantastic and terrific theming.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.